Hi everyone, how are you guys doing? Teacher Marcelo here. Essa aula é dedicada para vocês aí do segundo ano do médio do Colégio São João Batista. Okay, and as you know, we are finished with chapter 2. So last Friday, April 24th, I made some comments and we correct some questions, some exercises from chapter 2. And then I sent you the answer key to the remaining exercises, the exercises that we weren't able to correct on our live stream class. And today we are supposed to get started, to get the ball rolling if you want, and start chapter 3. But before we get started, because this chapter is going to be talking about modal verbs, I would like you guys to watch a video that was posted by Gavin. Do you remember Gavin? Of course you do, right? You know I'm a big fan of his. So Gavin from Small Advantages. So I'm gonna share my screen with you guys. So this is our book, chapter 3, modal verbs. Yeah, this is not something new, okay? You have already studied modal verbs before, so you don't need to worry about that. So it's easy and it's quite important for the English language. If you want to speak English well, if you want to write English well, you must master modal verbs because they are used like a lot in the language. And now I'm showing you here this video, okay, in which Gavin talks about modal verbs, yeah? So he's going to give you some tips on modal verbs. We're gonna watch this video. If you have problems watching this video, you can look for it on the internet, yeah? You're gonna find it on YouTube, modal verbs, wow. But you just have to Google modal verbs, small advantages, or modal verbs, Gavin, small advantages, and then you're gonna easily find it, okay? So let's see what Gavin says about modal verbs. I'm going to show you just the beginning of the video and of course ask you to stop the video and watch this class. And then you come back and we are going to continue, okay?
Os verbos de inglês funcionam um pouco diferente do que no português, principalmente quando falamos dos modal verbs do inglês. Esses são verbos como can, would, could, should, may, might e must. E esses verbos não mudam, a forma não muda, não se conjuga como no português. E quando colocar um modal verb em frente de outro verbo, esse segundo verbo muda de sentido, né? Então, eu já fiz um monte de vídeos explicando em mais detalhe o sentido de todos esses modal verbs, mas no review de hoje vamos falar em formas diferentes de usar esses modal verbs, só para revisar. Então, começando com a negação de modal verbs, como negar um modal verb. Então, para começar, vou colocar aqui os 7 modal verbs e pronunciar no negativo, né? Can, mas not, torna-se cannot. Uma palavra só. Ou também dá para colocar um apóstrofo, can. Então a gente tem cannot e can. A gente tem could, would e should. São tipo irmãos. E com not são could not, would not, should not e encurtado formam com apóstrofo couldn't, wouldn't, shouldn't. E notem que eu não estou pronunciando o T no fim, né? Couldn't, shouldn't, wouldn't. E vou explicar já o sentido usando exemplos, mas para formar a negação, para negar, dizer não, você coloca o not depois do modal verb e antes do verbo que segue, o verbo normal, para formar may not, might not e must not. E desses três verbos, somente o may não dá para formar uma contração com apóstrofo. May not, não existe may, não sei, alguma coisa assim. Então, a gente tem mightn't. Isso é difícil, né? Mightn't, mustn't. Então, para usar em exemplos aqui, vamos supor que você é vegetariano ou
Besides showing the negative forms of these modal verbs, Gavin is going to give you a lot of nice examples and real English examples that we use in everyday English. By the way, if you want to go deeper into the understanding of modal verbs, yeah, I also recommend this video by Jackie. Jackie is another American. She used to live in Brazil. Actually, her husband is Brazilian, but then now they are back to the United States, yeah. And she has this, it's kind of long, 1 hour and 12 minutes, but I'll tell you what, it's worth watching. She is a great YouTuber talking about important details in English, yeah. And in this video, she promises that, you know, after you watch it and practice, you're gonna know modal verbs as if you were a native speaker.
Good morning, everyone. Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? Vocês conseguem me ouvir? Sim? Eu acho que tem um atraso de uns 10 segundos, mais ou menos. Quando eu entro, eu consigo ver vocês. Tá todo mundo aqui? Vocês conseguem me ver? Sim? Sim? E aí, galera? Como que vocês estão? Tá todo mundo bem? Estou vendo aqui nos comentários que tem vocês no mundo inteiro aqui, que incrível é isso, né? Vocês estão bem pontuais, eu gosto de ver isso. Ok, agora atualizou. Eu sempre fico meio preocupada no começo da aula porque fala que não tem ninguém, mas eu vejo vocês nos comentários. E agora apareceu o número de alunos. Good morning, everyone. Thank you guys so much for being here. Friday morning, well, not morning, right? It's probably 11 o'clock where most of you are. Where I am, it is 10 o'clock. So I'm here in Florida. And how are you guys? Are you guys doing okay? Oh, we got someone from Croatia. Very cool. I saw someone in Copenhagen, all over the world. Awesome. Okay, today we are going to learn about modal verbs. Hoje a gente vai aprender sobre esses modal verbs, esses verbos que ajudam o verbo principal, tá? Então, vou já começar. E o e-mail com o material saiu muito em cima da hora hoje. Então, se você está achando que não recebeu, provavelmente já recebeu, tá? Eu acho que já recebeu o e-mail com o material para essa aula.
Okay, so you guys should also subscribe to Ask Jackie, which is Jack's channel. And make sure you watch her videos because they are worth watching. You can learn a lot by watching these videos too. She's a great teacher and she is always helping me out with my classes, okay? So this is a little bit longer because that was a live streaming class, yeah? So, but it's worth watching. I mean, if you really want to understand modal verbs, more and more and put them into practice more and more, which is quite important, it's worth watching Jackie, and it's also worth watching Gavin. All right. Well, so after you have watched at least Gavin, or maybe after you have watched Gavin and Jackie, then we can go back to our video class, and to our booklet. Today I'm going to be talking about this first page, page 20, okay? So chapter 3. All right. So, modal verbs. Well, people, modal verbs are special verbs. Why are they different from other verbs? For example, let's say that we have the verb to speak. The verb to speak talks about an action, yeah? So it's a verb that we also call a lexical verb. Why is that? Because it describes an action. The verb to study describes an action as well. So they are lexical verbs. The verb to speak and the verb to study are lexical verbs. Actually, most verbs are lexical verbs, okay, because they describe actions or movements. What about modal verbs? Do they describe actions or movies? Oh, sorry, do they describe actions or movements? No, they don't. Modal verbs have the usage of, you know, they are used to describe behaviors, okay? A behavior, as you know, is in Portuguese, comportamento. So for example, let's say that I want to talk about an ability of mine, something that I know how to do. Like I know how to speak English. And then I say, oh, I can speak English. So I'm gonna use a modal verb. In this case, I used the verb can to talk about a behavior of mine. I can speak English. Let's say that you ask me for some advice, like, Marcelo, how can I improve my English? How can I improve my spoken English? Yeah, I see that a lot of Brazilians who attend English classes, they have issues when it comes to spoken English. Yeah, they have problems to develop their speaking abilities. And then you ask me, how can I improve my speaking skills? And I say, oh, well, I think you should spend more time listening to English. For example, listening to podcasts or watching TV shows, TV series, watching movies, documentaries, yeah? So when I say you should listen to English more often, I'm asking you, I'm suggesting you something. So it's, again, it's a kind of behavior that I'm having towards you. So let's say that modal verbs, they have to do with behaviors, with how people behave. And because of that, modal verbs can't be usually used alone by themselves. So for example, if I say, I speak English, you understand, but so I can use speak in this sentence. I speak English. But if I say, I can English, you don't understand. Yeah, it's unclear what I mean. Yeah, actually I mean nothing by saying that. So one point, yeah, regarding modal verbs is that they must be used with other verbs. so that you understand the meaning, I mean, the behavior, yeah, that I'm, sorry for all these dogs, you know, taking part in in my class. But anyways, modal verbs, they talk about this behavior, yeah? So they must be used with other verbs, yeah? So we have a lot of modal verbs, but these are the most important ones, okay? Can, may, must, shall, will, could, might, should, ought to, would, yeah? The most important modal verbs that we have in English, yeah? And we use modals to show if we believe something is certain, possible, or impossible, yeah? Example, when I say, my keys must be in the car, well, I'm not sure they are, but I think they are in the car. Yeah, I'm almost 100% sure because I saw my keys in the car. That was the last time I saw them. So I say, oh, my keys must be there. Yeah. But if I drop the verb to be from this sentence, the sentence makes no sense. My keys must in the car. Imagine not using be here. It doesn't make any sense at all, okay? By the same token, if you look at the second example, it might rain tomorrow. I'm saying that there is this is a probability, but maybe it's not going to rain, but you know, it might rain. There is little probability that this is going to happen. And again, if I leave out the verb to rain and I only say it might tomorrow, well, this sentence makes no sense at all. It makes no sense whatsoever. Okay? Well, we also use modal verbs to do things like talk about ability, as I said, behaviors, yeah? Asking permission, asking for permission, making requests or offers, yeah? And then you have some examples here of modal verbs in questions. Something important to remember, to point out, is that when I ask a question, I usually invert the position of the modal verb. For example, look at this last question here. If this question were affirmative, I would say, you would like some help. I would place the word. Just a minute. I'm trying to, okay. I would, for example, I would remove you from here, yeah, and I would put you here. I would say, you would like some help. Then this wouldn't be a question, right? An affirmative sentence. When I ask a question, I have to invert. This is another feature, another characteristic of modal verbs. Okay, now that you understand, you know how to identify modal verbs. You know how modal verbs work. Let me show you then some modal verbs grouped according to their behavior, okay, or their usage. Well, we have some modal verbs that can be used to talk about possibility. What are they? May, might, and could. So we can use may, might, and could to say that something is possible. But of course, if something is possible, it's not certain. Example, they may come by car. Well, when I say they may come by car, I'm not 100% sure they will come by car, but I think it will happen. So it's the same as maybe, that means, which means talvez, right, in Portuguese. Maybe they will come by car. But then I say, they may come by car. I'm using may for possibility, okay? We use can to make general statements about what is possible. So what does it mean? Let's take a look at the example. It can be very cold here in winter. It's a general statement. I'm not talking about a specific day. Okay, that's what general statements mean. It's general. It can be very cold here in winter. So it's sometimes very cold here in winter. Here I don't specify a specific day, okay? Another example, you can easily get lost in this town. I'm not saying that maybe you're going to get lost. I'm just saying, as a general statement, that because lots of people get lost, you can easily get lost in this town. Yeah, okay? Watch out. These are quite important parts of our lesson, yeah? Watch out means that we have to be careful. Something is worth paying attention to. And what is that? We do not use can to talk about the specific events, okay? So, can is used for general statements as opposed to may, might, and could that are used to talk about specific events. Example, I'm not sure. It's a conversation between A and B, and A asks, where's John? And B answers, I'm not sure. He may be in his office. About John, so it's a specific event, okay? In this case, you're looking for John right now. I could say he may, he might, he could be in his office. But there's no way I use can in this sentence because it's a specific event, it's specific situations. It's right now, you're looking for John right now, okay? As opposed to this example here, that dog can be dangerous. Like sometimes that dog is dangerous and I know it. So watch out for that dog, okay? Maybe the dog is not going to be dangerous with you right now, but that dog can be dangerous, okay? So when I say that dog can be dangerous, I'm using can with this idea here, okay? General statement. When I say that dog may be dangerous, asking you to watch out for the dog. Perhaps that dog is dangerous. I don't know. So look at the difference. That dog can be dangerous. I know the dog can be dangerous. That dog may be dangerous. I don't know, but I believe there is a chance the dog is dangerous. Okay? So, continuing on, we use may, might, and could with have, always with have, to make guesses about the past. So, if you look back to the examples that we have already seen, for example, here, they may come by car. I don't know if they are going to come by car, but, you know, it's a possibility. We are talking about the future, right? But when I use may have, I'm not talking about the future. Look, I haven't received your letter. That's kind of old, yeah? I could say, I haven't received your email, yeah? But, you know, okay, let's just take to the example. I haven't received your letter. It may have got lost in the post. Okay? I'm not talking about the future. I'm talking about the past. May have got lost. Another example, it's 10 o'clock. They might have arrived by now. Let's say that they were supposed to arrive at 9. They might have arrived by now. So I use may, might, and could with have to refer to the past, okay? And, you know, the past form of can is could. So if I use can for possibility in the present, I use could for possibility in the past. So as you can see here, yeah, if we use can for general statements, in the past, we are going to use the past form, could, for general statements. So for example, when you say, it could be very cold there in winter, it means it was sometimes very cold there in winter. I know that. Yeah? So it could be. And you could easily get lost in that noun. It's like in the past, people often got lost there. So it could happen to you as well. Okay? So pay attention to using may, have, and might with a past idea. Okay, something you don't know, something that is possible, or better, that was possible because it's past, and the general statements. In this case, we only change can with could. So we don't use have, okay? It could be very cold there. So for example, here, when you say they may come by car, they haven't arrived yet, yeah? And I believe it's possible that they come by car. But when you say, make some annotation here so that you, let me make some annotation here so that you can see what I mean here. So when I say they may come by car, I'm thinking of future, yeah? They are on their way here. But let's say that they have already arrived. And I say they may have, oops, they may have come by car. They may have come by car. It means they have arrived. I don't know how they arrived here, but I think they have done it by car, okay? So they may come by car. It's like it's going to happen still. I mean, that their coming is going to happen, and probably by car. And they may have come by car means they have arrived already, and I believe that they have arrived by car. So switching to Portuguese. Então, voltando aqui, né, agora para a língua portuguesa, só para ficar bem claro, tá, gente? Quando eu acrescento esse have e uso o particípio passado do verbo principal, né, como se fosse um tempo perfeito, um present perfect, por exemplo, aqui nessa oração, they may come by car, eles devem vir de carro, quer dizer, eles não chegaram ainda, eles ainda estão a caminho e eu acho que eles vêm de carro. Então, você está pensando sobre alguma coisa que ainda vai acontecer, né? E quando você diz, they may have come by car, eles devem ter vindo de carro, na verdade, eles já chegaram, né? E aí, você não sabe se eles vieram de carro. Mas agora você está falando de uma possibilidade, né? No passado, tá? É um palpite seu, né? Do passado, tá bom? E quando a gente fala do can, que é para frases assim, em geral, não para coisas específicas, né? Quer dizer, eu sei que aquilo é assim, pode acontecer, porque já aconteceu várias vezes, esse have não vai funcionar, você vai usar o could, né? Então, it could be very cold here in winter, tá bom? Então, essa é basicamente a diferença. Espero que vocês tenham entendido aí. Qualquer coisa, na nossa próxima live, vocês entram em contato comigo, tá bom? Ou então pelo grupo lá de WhatsApp, né, do segundo ano, vocês podem me direcionar essas perguntas. Ok? Let's talk about impossibility. Very simple. You just have to use the negative form. So we use can or cannot. Então, como o Gavin fala no início da apostila, do vídeo, perdão, a gente normalmente não separa o can e o not. Ou você usa tudo junto assim, cannot, ou você coloca a forma contraída, can't, tá? And here we are talking about something that is impossible, yeah? For example, you cannot be serious or you can't be serious, okay? With could, to talk about something impossible, impossibility. In the past, use couldn't. He couldn't have done the murder, okay? Now about certainty. When you are certain about something, you can use must, okay? It's not, I mean, we are sure, we are almost 100% sure, okay? Example, it's getting dark. It must be quite late. Deve ser bem tarde. You haven't eaten all day. You must be hungry. Você deve estar com fome. You haven't eaten all day. Should can also be used when we suggest something, okay? When we suggest that something's true. So it also has to do with certainty. We have reasons for our suggestion. Example, ask Miranda. She should know. Why? Because Miranda knows everything. So we can say she should know. We are suggesting the person that Miranda must know that. So we can use should for that. Oh, it's nearly 6 o'clock. They should arrive soon. We have reasons for believe that they are going to arrive soon. Okay? Equally important, it's possible to use have, like must have or should have, to talk about the past. Example, they hadn't eaten all day. They must have been hungry. Watch out for using the past participle here, okay? You say must be, but must have been. So past participle. If we compare this example to this one here, okay, you haven't eaten all day. It's about the present. So you must be hungry. Now, they hadn't eaten all day. It's about the past. So they must have been hungry. Okay? Another example, you look happy. You must have heard the good news. So it's kind of the same idea. I mean, when it comes to present and past, using have with must and with should, it's kind of the same idea as using have with may, might, and could. Okay? The same idea. And again, watch out. When we use must in the negative form, like must not or mustn't, this is a prohibition, okay? So you mustn't do is like, it's a prohibition. You mustn't tell the secret to anyone. Don't do it. I don't want you to do it, okay? So it's quite important to focus on that. And what about you don't have to? Why do we compare this? Because when must, especially when must is used, talk about things that we have some obligation, must and have to are synonyms. So, for example, must is a synonym of have to. Yeah. So, for example, I can say you must attend the classes. It's an obligation. You are a student and you must attend the classes. Or I could say you have to attend the classes. Switching to Portuguese, é importante lembrar, gente, que quando o have to sendo usado, né, com esse sentido de obrigação, obligation, o som aqui não é o som do V, como, por exemplo, quando você diz que você tem um smartphone. I have a smartphone. Aqui o som é um som de F, tá? Have to. Have to. Então, um sinônimo aí de must, tá? Bom, eles são sinônimos apenas na forma afirmativa. Porque se você colocar must na afirmativa, ele pode trazer uma ideia de que, como eu já tinha falado aqui, né? Ele pode trazer uma ideia de obrigação, né? E quando eu coloco have to, também. Então, eles são sinônimos. Mas quando eu coloco must na negativa, you mustn't. E aí, atenção, tá? Porque esse T, ele fica mudo, a gente não fala esse primeiro T, né? Fica mustn't. Tipo listen, mustn't, né? Deixou de ser uma obrigação e passou a ser uma proibição, né? You mustn't do. Virou uma proibição. Pois é, só que o have to, quando eu boto na negativa, quando eu coloco na negativa, olha o que acontece. You don't have to. Quer dizer que você não precisa fazer aquilo. Quer dizer que aquilo não é necessário. Então, se must e have to são sinônimos, normalmente são sinônimos, na forma afirmativa, na negativa, eles deixam de ser sinônimos, tá bom? Ok, guys, that's it. Let's call it a day. Vamos parar por aqui, então, por hoje. Peço a vocês, então, que assistam lá, né, caso vocês não tenham assistido, os vídeos lá do Gavin, principalmente o do Gavin, porque é mais curto, mas, assim, vale a pena também tirar essa uma horinha aí e assistir o da Jackie, da Teacher Jackie, que é uma live, assim, muito boa sobre os modal verbs, tá bom? E a gente vai ficar por aqui, revisem, leiam novamente, não teremos exercícios sobre modal verbs, mas se você deixou algum exercício para trás, desse ponto aqui da sua apostila para trás, vai lá e faz e assistam aos vídeos de correção. Estão todos organizados para vocês lá no meu canal, Teacher Marcelo Araújo, no YouTube, numa playlist especial para a galerinha aí do segundo ano, da segunda série do ensino médio do São João, tá? So, beijo grande, saudade de vocês, um abraço, see you!